Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Elise, but you might know me as Stamprgrl. Welcome to Summer Projects. And this is a weird one because my first summer project is going to be this Halloween card because it is for the July Kraftin Kimmie challenge, and we are either a Halloween or Christmas in July image. I am starting by stamping in a really light color, and then I did stamp twice in case I mess it up. But remember, don't remove the stamp out of the platform yet, because we're going to overstamp in a darker color to make our coloring look a lot better. And I will show you the before and after pictures so you guys can see. I am doing a really simple alcohol marker coloring. These are King Art alcohol markers with the bullet point. And here I'm doing a lighter orange, a darker orange, and kind of like a sienna color. This stamp set is from Kraftin Kimmie. It is called Hey There Pumpkin. And I am using the little doorbell. Here is using Lucas in front of a door with a cute little pumpkin and a trick-or-treat sign. And he has this little cute dog with him. And I think this is my favorite stamp from the Hey There Pumpkin. I think I probably have colored it 4 or 5 times. I just love it. I love Halloween. I love decorating, like the way they did the door here is just so cute. So starting with the idea of the door, I was like, oh my god, I love when people decorate the houses and they're so cute. And then I was like, I want to make a house. I want my door with Luca to be on a house. And then I remember that I have this cat scrappiness die cut that it is a hen hoop or a hen house, and but we are gonna make it into a house. It is super easy, and you're gonna see how we are gonna achieve this in just a few simple steps. I did add a few spots to our doggy. I thought it just needed a little bit of a fun difference on him. Doing a few colors. I am gonna just speed up this because it's very simple coloring. I don't do very much with my alcohol markers. I do all of my details added with my watercolor pencils later on, and I have that recorded so you guys can see it up. Okay, so I'm gonna put some music and enjoy. If you have any questions, just make sure that you let me know in the comments below. As you can see here, I'm using my Supercolor 2 watercolor pencils. In addition, I'm also using my Stamprgrl in the red, I believe, for the cape. And I'm just adding bits, not a lot. I think the most that I added was for the door because this is the biggest item. And I am just fusing them, you know, just fusing that color, like blending that color and just dotting it to create just my shadows and my highlights in here. I do, if you notice, go back to my hand a lot. That is how I like to control the water amount in my brush. Instead of dabbing into a paper towel, I like doing it on my hand. That's every time you see it going back to me, that's what I'm doing. I'm touching my hand to either remove or add more water. And this is my image after all the coloring. I am going to put a before and after here so you guys can see. Okay, so here is the cat's crappiness item that I was telling you. It's called the Hen House Crafty Dies, and the house fits like almost perfectly. And I'm going to show you how to avoid seeing the little bit of the door that it cuts out, because it cuts out the opening for obviously the chickens and the hen and the rooster. I did cut the top of the house 3 times just to have it a little bit more importance in there. And you see it goes right there. And what I'm going to do is to make it not look like a hen house, I am going to remove that piece that I just showed you. I'm just putting away my die cuts. I'm going to bring my cutter and just going to take down the feet and a little ramp for the chickens to go up. And look at that. It could be a house like we're going to use it. It could even be a dog house. Okay, so now here I'm going to show you that in the die cuts there are some stitching areas. And what I'm doing is I'm like lightly folding the house and just using, in this case I'm using, I believe it's Sandy Schwartz from Kraftin Kimmie's ink. And just keep folding and just inking. And this is going to make it look like siding on the house. It is such an easy idea and something so easy to do, and it makes such a big difference. Wait until you see it all the way after I am done with this part. Look at this. It's just perfect. The siding is just so cute. And it's, again, super easy idea. And now I'm going to use Marvelous Mocha just to bring some darkness in, bring up the texture and the stitching to the top. I am trying to cover my hands so I don't get much of the dark ink into my fingers, but not so lucky about that. Look at how adorable our house looks so far. And it's so easy. So here is where you can see that there is a tiny bit width that it's a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cut opening that gets cut, and I'm just going to tape it back in there because nobody's going to know, and we are just going to just glue that. Just trying to get it in the center because I cut a little bit off because of the pumpkin. Like, you got to make it to sure that it's centered with the opening on the window at the top. Then I'm just adding some pressure to it, and there it is. There is our house with Luca asking for treats. And then I am using that ramp that we cut out just to cut some strips out, and you'll see it's just, I'm trying to mimic the same idea as the setting on the opening of the window at the door, but I am doing it for the opening on the circle. And I'm gonna do some lines, and then you'll see me put some paper, some vellum. Like, I get really creative with this tiny window all the way at the top. So you could do this. You can even decide to put a little curtain if you wanted to. This could be a lot of fun. This took me a while because I didn't know what color to do. Then I said, I'm going to put some tracing paper, and I did the tracing paper. And the tracing paper was working until I put it on top of this fabulous reminiscence paper that I bought maybe a year ago. And this is the front is that the red paper that you see in the background, and the back of that paper is this candy corn. And if you don't know it, candy corn is my favorite Halloween candy. So I cut out 4 full clouds, and then this half cloud, which was immediately the first one that I glued down because I knew that I wanted to put that to break up the opening, the top opening of my card. And then I'm placing my window, my clouds, and then I keep looking at that window. I'm like, oh my god, the window is bothering me because I can see the background, that red background. And I'm like, well, if I was looking through the house, I shouldn't be able to see the background of whatever it is. So you'll see me struggle with a few options on my yellow papers, and then I bring out my yellow scraps, which I keep in a little envelope, like a clear envelope. And I'm telling you, this got really, really out of control. But I'm looking at all of this and I'm thinking, it needs something. It needs inking, so I brought my black soot, my wilted violet, my villainous potion, and my seedless preserve. I knew for sure I wanted the seedless preserve because it's the color that is closer to the coloring in for the door. And I'm just putting a little bit on my glass mat and just adding it, and I am loving the way this looks. Loving it. And I decided that I am not going to use the wilted violet because it has way too much, like, I don't want to add any more red. I wanted to add more of the bluish kind of purple, which is the villainous potion. And then I bring in the dark black soot, which I am adding really tiny bit and not big enough. There is a little bit of my purple that I picked up in my black brush, so that's what I was cleaning in my baby wipe. And now I'm just adding water to the leftover of the ink, and then picking it up, making splatters and picking it up to create these lighter color splatters on my paper, which are really fun. I cover most of it, but I really love the idea of making it because you kind of see it in some places in the card. And this is our background. It is fabulous. I am 100% in love with it. Like, it is so spooky, but it's so fun, and it's just different. Here is where the battle of the yellow starts. I bring a more warmer yellow, didn't make it. I bring my neon yellow, it's too much. I decide, I'm like, oh, of course, my vellum. That vellum didn't work. My vellum on top of the neon. No, it still doesn't work. I'm like, oh, I have another vellum yellow, and that's where it hits. And it was like perfect. And I'm telling you, it was, I think the biggest hassle was that little bit of vellum because I wanted just the perfect shade of yellow. And of course, make sure that I almost didn't do it. Put the vellum first because that's what you want it to see. And then there is my bright neon. And it is perfection. I'm telling you, I am in love with how this is looking. I decided that I'm like, yeah, I want this a little bit popped up. So I'm bringing my sots. These are just like foam, like fresh, like foam tape, but it's just these little gummy 3D. And I like cutting them in halves. And then I pull the backing. And here is my almost done card. So next is what color are we putting in the background, which I decide to go with red. And I really hope you enjoy this card. And if you like my content, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And remember, this is Kraftin Kimmie, Hey There Pumpkin, and the Hen House Crafty Dies from Cat's Scrappiness. And remember, don't leave your crafting for tomorrow. Start today. Bye!